Like we're missing some people. Okay. Two other ones already left the nest. Didn't take long, huh? They grow up pretty fast. But hopefully I can get them to vacate when the nest is empty at some point, and they got some moving around to do inside here. Alright, enough of that. The bus. I picked up that hutch with VW Fool. I'm trying to remember the last three letters. Y, fly, VW Fool, fly, I think it is. Anyway, he had hooked me up with a house that he was picking, and we went over there and I grabbed that hutch setup that you saw in the back of the truck. And as you can see, there's a bunch of cut up pieces now. Kind of what's left of the bottom half, and there's some more remnants on the bottom. And there's the pile of junk that it took to do some creating, and this is kind of what we came up with. So I took the cabinet and I cut it down to about 9 inches. I think the top is 10 inches deep, and that will be the piece of furniture that kind of goes in. It kind of goes along with the same woodwork for the rest of it. You can kind of see the color of the bed and all with the blanket pulled away. It's all that woody kind of country kitchen type of feel that it appears that I'm going with. And I just cut everything down also with that. I cut the drawers down. These doors only held on with 2 screws, but you can kind of see what everything was kind of coped to match the spare tire well. And this is a double drawer up here. Of course, I made this one and it had a little bit of a boo-boo because it still hit the tire well. So we had to do a little bit of a modification to that guy and trim that back just a little bit further. But it's in. You can kind of see the cabinetry work. The next thing is to take the top and sink a couple of speakers in them. And I have these guys. I got a whole bunch of different speakers up in the attic that are new in boxes that I grab at yard sales for like 10 bucks a piece, 5 bucks a piece set. This one's kind of cool because the magnet faces the other direction and it does clear the drawer. So I'm hoping it kind of helps protect the speaker from stuff being in the drawers. Just got to watch what we put in there. Silverware or stuff be stuck to the speakers. And excuse me, they are 50-watt speakers, which are not all that powerful, but that's good because the stereo that's in there isn't all that powerful either. I'm not running an amp or anything, but I think that puts out 25 per channel stock. And that's the location they're going to come up with. They're probably going to sit roughly right about there, just enough to clear the frame on the inside. So that is that guy. And I was trying to figure out what I want to do with the space that's left on both sides. And my thought process is this. I have one of those old brass fire extinguishers that you flip, copper and brass, that you flip over, and I think it's baking soda and something else mixed together. And that would be the charge. I'm going to take one of those and slice it in half, but half on one side, half on the other side. So of course the side with the brass label will face outward so you can see it. And thinking of using that and putting an actual fire extinguisher inside of it, and that'll just be the cover for it so you don't see the ugly modern fire extinguisher. And as far as panels, what I'm probably going to do, just like I did with all the other panels, I'm probably going to just make a section for here and have a hide behind the cabinet. So that area will look finished the same on both sides. So that's where I am. And a friend of mine asked about the trailer hitch for one of the other guys. One of our other VW friends. And whoever else wants to look. I've got that trailer hitch on. I'm going to go climb underneath it. I kind of show you how it fits. And what I did to make it fit. Grab a flashlight. Okay. So, how dark is this? Let's light up the area. So if you look, that's the original frame horn. That's the frame horn rather that the trans and the engine hang off of. And if you could see, Sistered in between there is a piece of metal that goes up on the back of it. Just get a little closer. You can see that piece of metal gets sandwiched in between. It's fairly thick. Got to be at least 1/4 inch or 3/8. That was a factory Beetle hitch. All this part of it was all Beetle up to here. And then I added on, and it's kind of hard to see because everything I painted flat black, is what you see here. I did a drop down from the frame of the bus, and there is a shim up there, a plate that's I think 3/16 also, 3/8 also, and then coming down so I can pull this whole assembly off. It'll clear the bumper mounts, and then it just goes to a thick wall tubing. I believe that is 1/4 inch wall tubing, and some angle just to kind of help it from racking, and that just kind of goes right across. You can see the profile of what you're trying to clear, because that motor still needs to be able to rock in there a little bit, so that's why you can see there's some clearance around it. I just kind of ran it right under the exhaust, and again, this has to be able to come off. You do motor issues or clutch or whatever, the whole assembly has to come off. So you got 2 bolts there, 2 bolts back there where it meets the trans, and then there's one large one kind of going through where it meets the bumper, and then there's the big old plate on top that helps kind of disperse that energy. So if you are yanking on it a little bit, that you're not tweaking your bumper, because this is only sheet metal, really. So that's the setup on that. It's got 5 contact points. I'm not planning on towing anything any heavier than about 600 pounds, so I should be fine with that. And I just got to come up with some kind of cover for that ball to just make it maybe a little attractive, or put a stuffed animal or something stupid like that on it. Alright guys, well, I am going to run to breakfast and have something to eat, and then come back and finalize that cabinet, get the speakers cut in it, and bolt it all together. Tell it's going to be a hot day. You see the windows are already fogging up from me opening the garage. Also, I got a friend of a friend stopped by looking for a little repair on a backpack blower. That's not really the story. Anyway, so he started looking at my buses, and he started telling me about a friend of his that has a bus that's been sitting in his yard for a couple of years because the motor blew. And of course I started inquiring about that, and he said, yeah, it's the pop top's got the camper top and everything on it. So he gave me the name and address and the phone number that he had in his phone. I did a drive-by. I thought it was good. The way he was talking, for some reason I thought it was a bay window, but it's not. It's a 1987 Vanagon Westy, somebody titles the thing, Westy Weekender, meaning it doesn't have the stove in the sink, but it does have a fridge in it. Wolfsburg package, which is like a high-end trim level. It's got ground effects and everything, alloy wheels and all. So I did a drive-by. It looked pretty clean. It's kind of the same color as the bus, maybe a little bit lighter. It's got that, you know, that red wine looking kind of color to it, and the body looked pretty decent. I didn't go up to the guy's driveway or anything. I just kind of called him on it, and he said, yep, I'd sell it. And I said, what are you looking to get for it? And you know, I had to go make him make a number, and he came up with $2 grand. And I said, well, that sounds fair. It goes, as long as it, you know, sometimes when they sit for a while, they get infested with mice. Yeah. So I am going to call him Saturday morning and set up a time for Saturday afternoon, say after yard selling. And I'll try to take a camera with me and do a little video on that and see what we got. And that may or may not be coming home also. So we'll kind of go from there. Anything that I really don't want to keep it, I just kind of want to flip it. But if you guys follow that stuff at all, they actually go for fairly good money. Like the one that my parents have, that the 88, they're at between 10 and 15 grand. Everybody's looking to get for those. So there is a few bucks to be made on it. So if I could buy it right and it's not in horrible shape, that may be something that I'm grabbing. So it'll add to the VW collection of videos that I have. Alright guys, I'm starting to rant, and when that happens, it's time to shut the camera off. Again, thanks for watching, comment, and take care.